mentally psychotic, unconventional conventionalists, and welcome to another Bad Girls movie review. Today, we will be taking a look at Joker, Folie. I've been waiting a long time for this movie because, you see, I was a huge fan of the original Joker film starring Joaquin Phoenix. I love his take on the Joker. It's very different, definitely veers really far off from what you see in DC Comics and other DC-based movies on the Joker. I love how his version is more about the mental illness, you know, the slow slip into psychosis. Yes, I really love that. But the sequel, I'm even more excited for because he's being joined by my homegirl, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga has always been one of my favorite actresses. She's very selective about the movies that she stars in, but I'm very happy that she picked up this one because she's playing everyone's favorite clown girl and accomplice to the Joker, Harley Quinn. However, I also expect her take on Harley Quinn to be very different from what you see in DC Comics. Folie à deux, translated, that means madness of two. So I think a lot of it is going to have to do with the Joker gradually corrupting Harley Quinn. Thank you. Gradually corrupting Harley Quinn into joining him. Am I right? Well, only a way to find out. Let's go in and watch the movie, shall we?
When I first saw Joker, when I saw you and Murray Franklin, the whole time I was watching, I kept thinking, I hope this guy blows his brains out. And then you did. And for once in my life, I didn't feel so alone anymore.
Okay, so the movie is over. I had to actually take a few minutes to like mentally process what I just watched because it cuts deep. It cuts deep. I think I can understand why some people don't like the movie. I think the people who don't like the movie are neurotypical people. I think in order to like really appreciate Joker Folie à deux, you kind of have to have some type of autism, you know, neurodivergent, and even more so, you had to have a period where you were at your lowest. You have to be familiar with the feeling that comes with having your mentality just completely broken. Because only then can you really put yourself into the shoes of the characters of Arthur and Lee. I guess a little more so Arthur. But music was astounding. I love the musical numbers in this movie. And a very big chunk of the movie, I would say like the first 3/4 of the movie, good 75-80% of the movie, I was totally into it. I was feeling it. I was loving every moment. I loved the romance between the characters of Arthur and Lee, or Joker and Harley. Some romance movies, they show people falling in love while they're at their best. But this movie depicted two broken people falling in love while they were at their worst. And that's not something you see much in cinema. Sometimes there'll be like one person broken and the other one has to fix them. But in this one, they were both broken. They were both broken. And that brokenness how they found each other. And I think that's beautiful. I think in order to truly love someone, you have to love who they actually are. And you need to be able to keep loving them when things kind of go to shit. Cinematography was astounding. Like, I loved the daydreaming sequences where, like, for both Arthur and Lee, when in reality, you know, they were just sitting there or standing there, but in their heads was this whole Broadway level production. I loved that. I loved that psychology. Because the only thing that's bringing me down is the ending. And spoiler, this is when the spoiler starts. So if you don't want the movie spoiled, stop watching. But Arthur gives up on Joker. He says there is no Joker. He gives up on his real self because Joker was his real true self. Arthur was the act. And Lee saw that. Lee fell in love with Joker, not Arthur. And when Arthur gave up Joker, Lee gave up on him. He gave up on himself, so she gave up on him, and then he gets fucking murdered. And that's it. The final scene in the movie is watching Arthur die. Alone. And in pain. Both physically and mentally. And emotionally. It was a lot for me to take in. Someone who's not only been at the bottom multiple times in her life, but also was somewhat there again in recent time. It was tough. It was tough being enthralled, being inspired by this movie, and then just have it all collapse in on itself at the end, and then just have a very bad ending. I didn't want this movie to have a bad ending. I wanted Joker and Harley to be together as Joker and Harley. Rating time. You know, great movie, great acting, great atmosphere, great scenery, great music. And as much as I don't like how the story went, it's still a great story. I just can't give it a perfect score because of the ending. Therefore, Bad Girls Bitch Blog gives Joker, Folie, Deux, a 9 out of 10. Until the next video, I love you guys, stay sexy, keep on masturbating. Sell it.